My name is Sudeep and I am speaking with Jen. Thank you, Jen, for speaking with me about your first job experience. So let's start with what was your first job?
It was when I was at school, so I think I would have been about 16, and I worked part-time at Kentucky Fried Chicken.
So how did you find about the job and how did you apply for it?
Okay, I was lucky. My big sister worked there, so she let me know when there was some jobs going, and that was in about 1978, showing my age. So in those days, you just had to go to the shop and have a talk with the manager, and if they thought you were okay, then they offered you some casual work.
So as you said, you met the manager. So how did you convince the manager that you had the skills required to do that job?
Yeah, it's a good question. You're testing my memory too back that far. I think they asked questions. I remember practicing with my sister before I went. So I said, I asked my sister what's the job about. So I sort of had an understanding of the sort of things he might ask me about. So that was my homework, I guess, just to check about the job. Yeah.
So what did you really like or disliked about the job?
I liked getting money because I was young, and so that was handy. So that was a good thing. I liked that it was the first time really I worked, and so I was working and meeting new people. That was all really good. I liked that it was close to home, easy to get to. What was hard, I cooked hot chips, the whole shift usually, so it was really hot and steamy, and I always went home feeling a bit grubby. The other good thing was, at the end of the night, if I was on that shift, we all got to take home the excess chicken. So then I could take it to school the next day and make some new friends.
So because it was the first job when you hadn't worked before, so what was the biggest challenge in doing the first job and how did you deal with it?
Yeah, I think it was learning about a workplace because again I was young. What were the rules? I knew I had to be on time, so I was usually early. I had to work out who to listen to. If the boss told me to do something, or if one of my colleagues told me to do something, who should I listen to? And a lot of just paying lots of attention because I knew I had to learn a lot of new things.
So what did you learn professionally and personally that helped you move towards your next job or build a career?
Let's go personal first. So I think personally, I learned a bit about myself about that I actually liked working. And that I liked doing a good job, but I was proud of doing a good job. And professionally, I think I learned a bit about how authority works in the workplace, I remember one instance where things weren't right with someone had asked me to do something, and so really I probably learn about talking to people if you're not comfortable about something or it doesn't feel right to talk to them about it first. And that was hard when I was young to be brave enough to do that. But, yeah.
So are there any tips or advice you want to give to the job seekers from humanitarian background eager to get their first job in Tasmania?
Yeah. Look, probably one of my tips would be find out about the job first, and if you possibly can, talk to someone that already does it, because you get lots of good tips from them about that. Be prepared, so that, prepared for things like people will always ask you, why do you want this job? Why do you think it's a good job for you? And that sort of thing. So be a bit prepared about that. Be prepared to work hard, I think, is another good one. That I learned that pretty quickly. I got more shifts if I worked hard. So there are probably a couple of tips from me.
Thank you so much, Jen, for sharing your experience and all your tips and advices. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.